Hi, this is Theodore Cottingham in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. For now, are you willing to have coffee with me and talk about your power, your courage, the land of opportunity, the season of your courage coming forth in your daily operation? So, what might the rainbow have to do with you and your power? Or Joseph's coat of many colors? I suggest to you to consider that the entire energy spectrum is our domain. Not just a little slice of it. So the bandwidth that we see through and operate with a consciousness in, because we surrender to learn to become the fullness of that consciousness and operate in a full broadband spectrum, is the real world that we came from, a master world, a multi-dimensional world, a dimensionless world. So what are you willing for you to know about your power and operate in it? What are you willing to change about your values and your colors this day? What are you willing to wear the words of? Will you not be afraid of you, your friends, your enemies? Will you work together? Live together? O great King in the skies? What are you willing to imagine? Powerlessness no more? Have coffee with me and talk about these things. Morning after morning, day after day. Will you be the voice that engages you, your power? Are you willing to know the real you that is unlimited to this, that is unlimited to this, that is unlimited to this? What are you willing to know, do, be? Please become who you are with the identity of one. One what? One full spectrum. Hey! Of what? Power? Energy? Are you willing to walk through the fiery furnace? Are you willing to walk on water if you can? Are you willing to heal your neighbor? What are you willing to do this day? Be tied in knots no more. Be worried about the future no more. Be all crumpled up here no more. I suggest you are a powerful person. You are the individuality of God, no matter what your name for it, for whatever you call it. Does not defeat the operation of love. For I suggest that love has an energy spectrum that is limitless. I suggest that love does not design a set of rules to live by. Do you really need the Ten Commandments or the legislation of your religion or country? What if there was a time when we all operated as the angels in our first estate? As the Bible speaks of in the book of Jude, yes. I suggest you have more friends than you ever imagined. In the heavens, around the earth? Are you willing to operate globally? Are you willing to operate with you being you, the limitless one, not confined by duality? What are you willing to create? Your own word? Are you willing to flow your own word with a consciousness of one? A stream of consciousness where you seek not to obey someone else's expectation of you or to fulfill the role that they've cast you in. Will you be free from the expectations of man? Are you willing to walk in your power? Are you willing to know courage and embrace it? Hug it. Be it in your mirror. Are you willing to become fearless of the fire, the water, the unknown? Whatever your name for God, higher power, source, universe, what if it came to you and gave you a message, a little brief message that says, laugh at the circumstances which loom to represent reality? So are you able to walk on water is not the question. Pardon. Are you willing to? Are you willing not to hide in your little part of the world? or to think you are such and so? What are you willing to conceive in you? The Word. Will you conceive your own words? Will you conceive your own energy? Are you willing to become a new creation that can turn water into wine, that can calm the storm, that can be anywhere by your intention, because you've become something egoless, something not limited to this, something connected to all of this, the entire energy spectrum of the universe? Will you redefine what born again means? What a new creation means? What a Christ means? Will you redefine it, please? Will you consider being willing to redefine it and come into a larger message where you become the Christ? You become the energy of one, the consciousness of all creation. Why do you love all of these people? Why do you love all these 7.5 billion people? Because if you do, you know who they are. You know they're your brother and sister. What does that mean? What if we all have a consciousness of one? What if what we are coming into is not a need for syllables uttered through a voice box? What if we are soon able to communicate consciously with our consciousness because we love each other? Because we're concerned and we care and we find out that we are each other, that we are an expression of each other, that there's only one blood, regardless of what you think your DNA type is, your blood type. I suggest we have coffee. I suggest you consider reconsidering your power. I suggest you come to school. Where? I suggest you allow the learning to take place that comes forth within you, to teach you from within. So I encourage you to begin thinking about school with a different paradigm. A school that will invite people of every religion to participate. And tell them they are all Christ. Are we a planet of Christ, plural and mighty? Is that what the angels are? Are the angels God? Did one express the other? Or are they each other? I ask you to ask the hard questions. Ask some questions freely, fearlessly. I ask you to develop the courage to talk about these things. With who? Friends, family, neighbors, teachers, but most of all, yourself. In the still moments, in the quiet moments, where you value your company. You value the operation of the entire energy spectrum. And you no longer limit yourself to a truncated spectrum where we see with two eyes, visual light, just a few slices maybe of the entire bandwidth of energy. I suggest you are the unlimited Christ because you are the unlimited you. If you will be it. We have been taught to be ignorant. We have been taught to abdicate our authority, to abdicate our leadership and give our power to others. We've been taught to sit in a pew. We've been taught to be servants. And I suggest I teach you to be leaders. Or is that the inner message that is implicit, explicit, and embedded in every gene of your 24 elders? Where's the Garden of Eden for you between your ears? What is your power? What is your grace? What are you willing to do? Wait a minute. What are you willing to learn about you? About you? Will you quit tearing the wings off of each other with your criticism and the brutality of your words? Will you learn? Will you consider being willing to learn that you are not powerless? I love you, and this is my message to you this day. Will you walk in your power? Will you walk in it in love? Will you love each other? Will you not limit yourself to your ego, your vocabulary, or your standards, or what you thought was the real world because you could touch it? Oh, Neo, what are you learning? Oh, Truman, what are you walking out of this day? Truman's World? The Truman Show? Are you willing to consider the revelation of one? The revelation of God? the book of Revelation, that's all about you and the cosmos? Are you willing to wear new colors? Are you willing to speak new words and wear them as they unfold in you and affect your mind, change your mind, make new neural pathways of light, the light of the world? Will you learn how to do all the things Jesus did and quit worshiping him? I assert that Jesus does not want your worship, never did. Jesus wanted to tell you about a kingdom that was yours. The kingdom that is ours, the cosmos, that expands farther than we can imagine with our limited, customary minds. Will God, whatever you call it, customize a learning program for you, you individually, for you to facilitate, accelerate, and exponentiate your spiritual path and coming in to the fullness of the energy spectrum of one? Oh yes, if you're willing. No one's path is identical to another. You are the uniqueness of God, the uniqueness of you. And you, O powerful one, light of the morning, morning star, will you be it humbly? So that's my request, my invitation. Have coffee with me. I'm in Eureka for now. I walk the streets pretty much every day. I love you and I bless you. And I give you me. Or do I give you my word? My experiences, my database, the thousands of messages I have channeled in the stillness of the hours of the morning over a period of many years? Or all of that? Do I give you all of that? Or do you avail yourself to all of this, all of that, and create your own? That which speaks will teach you. And you can learn to operate in multi-worlds, multiple words at once. Are you willing to be a simple learner, a simple student? Are you willing to be not afraid of God or what you don't know? Are you willing to have an adventure? Are you willing to explore your power, your ability, the cosmos, what actually may come forth if you release the words within you to teach you? If you value your words, if you write them, if you date them, if you organize them, if you ponder them, and you don't force them through your funnel of previous learning, I suggest that when what God is begins to speak and reveal the beauty of your power, elegance, grace, and woo you to woo it, so that a romance envelops you. A new creation comes forth day by day with every new neuron you create, and the pathways of light develop. And soon, a new consciousness forms. And that consciousness of the unlimited power of grace, mercy, blessing, and creativity can be yours, not. It can be you. Because what you are comes forth in humility. And this is not something you tap into. I reject that completely and absolutely. You don't tap into the force of God. That's an oxymoron. That's ignorance. You walk into the presence of God with humility and grace. That's how you walk into your presence. So when you get quiet in the still of the night at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., or you take time in the mornings, you begin placing value on what you can learn through your own inner voice and what God may teach you directly. I ask you to consider coming into your own presence and honoring you. Honor the Creator that's you. Honor the divine feminine. Honor the demise of the patriarchy. Honor us all being one and operating in the spectrum that knows no bounds. My name is Theodore Cottingham. I have a website, theodorcottingham.com. I have some videos on YouTube, Facebook page, certain various things to share my heart and ask you to come forth in the power of you, humbly and mightily, not subservient to others. This is about leadership. This is about you being the real you, embracing the real you in unlimited form, fashion, and glory. Whatever comes forth, will you honor each other? And if you're honored, don't reject it. Just be the simple you. Love each other. And let not your ego take root in you again and control your decision-making processes. For you are the unlimited Christ. That's my message. Heal our land. Heal ourselves. Heal you with the word of your Lamb, that you begin to realize that you sacrifice, that you realize is the unlimited. And this is not the whole story. I love you and I bless you this day. Enjoy your presence. You are valuable, quite valuable, you know. And I honor you this day. Theodore Cottingham in Eureka Springs. Love of colors. Joseph's coat of many colors. Prelude to understanding the full energy spectrum. The whole idea of the rainbow. Understanding all of the metaphors, the allegory, the fullness of the message in two shoes. B, the beauteous one, the most beautiful of all. You, the real you. In two shoes, here and now. I love you. Good day.